Hi everyone. I'm going to do a book review authored by Anand Ranganathan titled Hindus in Hindu Rashtra. It's a sensitive subject for the entire country and for a society. I'll be sharing my own perception and opinion in a very brief manner. And let's see, you all can also share your opinion in the comment section. So let's move ahead with the review. Moving ahead with the book review, you'll have to understand one particular fact very clearly. The book is aiming to obviously, as the title states, on the subject of Hindus, on the subject of India or the Hindu Rashtra, which can be perceived, in different connotations by different individuals. I'm not here to, endorse anything or to reject any particular concept or perception. I'm just sticking to what exactly has been stated in the book, and I'm just stating the facts written and published inside, in the form of a book by Anand Ranganathan. You all can, have a look at the cover page and the back page, and there is also one inside page which I have shared initially in the video, and you can, pause it and you can have a look at it. So it can help you whether to buy the book or not. Now, the main objective of the author, that he is trying to highlight that post-independence, the overall treatment which was given to Hindus through form of legislations, major decisions, policy making, were not completely aimed at supporting Hinduism at large. That's what the author is trying to convey. Now, he has given different reasons, specific, he has mentioned in the index the categories on which he has given his his research work. Out there he is stating, one summary if I can give of all the subject which he has covered, that it appears that in this particular country that the largest percentage of population is of Hindus, but he is trying to make us understand that the policies which were announced and which were framed by successive governments till today, those policies are not completely favoring the Hindus. And in order to prove that particular observation of his, he has put up different research facts through this particular book. Now, if we start that which all categories he has covered inside the book, to start off, it's the state control of Hindu temples, as we all are very well aware of, that the currently in India, the Hindu temples which exist across the length and breadth of the country, they are majorly or directly controlled by the state. It can be in the form of either central government or state government in our federal setup, as laid in the constitution. This is the first major highlight in the book. And what are the disadvantages, or what have been the negative bearings out of this particular policy? It has been explained very succinctly in this particular book. Next, to move ahead, he has highlighted the injustice towards the Kashmiri Hindus. Now, this is again a very sensitive topic, and we all are aware about what has actually happened in Kashmir since past many decades. Now he has again highlighted that the Kashmiri Hindus haven't got their due justice, and what are the facts and figures. He has again stated it very clearly. Then he has moved ahead with the Waqf Act, the Waqf Act of 1995. Now, Waqf Act is again a highly sensitive and a controversial subject, and I don't want to give any opinion on it because that's a a legal subject. But he has given his point of view on this particular topic. He has given in a very elaborately he has explained the Waqf Act. He has given all the legal, the evidences, the facts, the backing, and as readers we can decide whether we agree or disagree with his findings, and then we can corroborate these particular writings with our own research. That's how we should, actually verify facts before blindly believing anything. So, and Waqf has been very recently, all across the country. Now it's currently also there in the judiciary. So I won't be, giving any comments. So, but you can go through, the facts given in the evidences in the book. Those are legal evidences, and then you can compare and cross-check and form your own opinion. Then RTE Act has been, discussed in this. How RTE Act, has been impacting the Hindus and the concept of Hindu Rashtra. Then he has highlighted a very interesting another point, that is how post-independence various legislation, that's various policies have been framed, which appear that to be benefiting the Hindus, but largely it has not been benefiting them, and is basically appeasing the non-Hindus. Now that's what Anand has been trying to highlight. A lot of he's very vocal over TV news channels, and yet again in his particular book he has highlighted that how the policies which are supposed to be to strengthen the cause of the Hindus has something the reverse or the opposite has actually happened. It has somewhere supported non-Hindus at large and not the Hindus. And again he has given his particular findings. Then he has come to the another chapter, that judiciary in India post independence has been trying to reform Hinduism. Now see, Hinduism has its great, the Sanatan culture, which is often the term which is used. Now with changing times, it required a lot of changes and transformations. A lot of past baggage has to be altered, and it has to be changed. A lot of practices, thoughts, beliefs, rituals, they require reformation. Pre-independence, a lot of things actually occurred. Post-independence, there were drastic changes, and that's what he's trying to highlight, that judiciary has been trying to reform the overall how Hindus or how the entire Hindu culture should actually exist. Now a lot of Hindus will disagree with it, or agree to it. He has given his particular point out here. And then he come down to the Places of Worship Act. The Places of Worship Act 1991. Now this is again a very highly controversial and a very sensitive subject, and we all are aware of that how the Worship Act is coming into force during important point of conflicts. A lot of archaeology are being excavated in our country, and different religious groups are being fighting that it belongs to them, and some say it belongs to them. And then this particular Worship Act comes, that before the independence and post independence there is a change in the different monuments which exist in India, or whether one particular religious group can reclaim it or not. That's what the entire Places of Worship Act is there. And earlier Places of Worship Act, a decade or two decades before, the general society in India wasn't aware of it. So this is where we can sum up that these are the areas, these are the subject which he has actually covered. Now I've gone through it, I've read it properly and with a lot of caution. Now I am a political science student, and I can understand what's actually stated here. A lot of people will be having their own personal opinion on it. So please go buy the book, go through it. There have been a lot of startling revelations which I've actually come to know from this particular book, which I wasn't aware of it earlier. So in a way, this book has actually helped me. Now whether the entire all the facts are correct or not, I'll leave down it as an individual opinion. I won't go beyond it. So I would like to conclude out here, and please buy it, share your opinion in the comment section. That's all for today. Goodbye.